Hi, I'm Dana. Today I'm sharing how learning to embrace failure completely changed my life after 50 and how it can change yours too. I spent years letting the fear of failure hold me back from pursuing new goals. I was so afraid to start a business, afraid to go back to the gym, afraid to step outside of my comfort zone. But what I didn't realize was that one decision completely changed everything for me. And here's the thing, this isn't just about me. There's an important lesson I learned from well-known entrepreneurs who faced really big failures in their lives too. I'll show you how they turned failure into their greatest advantage. No one wants to be unsuccessful at something. It hurts our pride, it's embarrassing. We can feel like we should have never even tried. But being afraid to fail can keep us stagnant. My turning point came when I decided to start my own business at 57. I just lost my 30-year career in graphic design and art direction, and I had no idea if I could make it on my own. But the fear of staying stuck was worse than the fear of failing. That one decision that changed everything for me was that as I approached 60, I had to stop being afraid to fail and take chances with my life because I don't know how much time I have left. So my dad passed away when he was 60, and that's why that particular age is significant to me. My dad was a heavy smoker and drinker most of his life, and I'm not. So chances of me passing away at 60 is very slim. But watching him wither away from lung cancer was really difficult, and I didn't want to live with the regret of not taking risks. My decision to not fear failing has helped me through many tough times in my life. For me, the first big challenge was starting my business, and the second was reclaiming my health. What if I can't support myself and my daughter with my new business venture? Also, I was really nervous about stepping back into the gym at my age. What if I couldn't keep up? What if I embarrassed myself? But in both cases, facing the fear brought me more confidence and growth than I could have ever imagined. In starting my reselling business, I learned that the more research I did before thrifting would result in not purchasing bad items that sit around and don't sell.
What is this? A Pele? Oh, that's a nice jacket. That guy had an orange tab, trucker jacket, Sherpa fleece. That was crazy. That was, I think he said 100.
Yeah.
I love this. I love this old Raiders jacket.
Nice. I like
Yes.
Each item that didn't sell taught me a lesson, as did items that sold for a great profit. Whether it's shipping, finding inventory, or processing items, I would make mistakes in my business, and I would learn from those mistakes so that I don't do them again. I really believe in taking baby steps. I'm reading Atomic Habits by James Clear, and this is something he recommends too. These little steps add up and compound over time. When I started my business, I spent only $18 on inventory. I was able to sell all those items for a really good profit and used only that profit to buy more inventory. And I kept doing it over and over again, and I was able to compound my profits starting from that $18. As far as my health, I started with light weights and slowly increased to heavier weights. For example, I started with 5-pounders, and I'm currently up to 12-pound barbells. For Romanian deadlifts and squats, I'm currently lifting 45 pounds. I also didn't worry about how bad I looked in hip hop class. I had faith that I would get better after each class. And if I kept practicing and practicing, that I would eventually learn the routine. So accepting setbacks is a mindset shift. And learning from these setbacks displays a growth mindset instead of a fixed mindset. Instead of giving up on my business when I don't meet my monthly sales goal, I look at my data to figure out what I can change in my business. I also try to take into account that certain seasons of the year are better for my business. I also realized what my strengths and weaknesses are. So my strength is thrifting, but my weakness is listing the items. So by shifting my mindset about reselling, I'm able to create a system of finding higher dollar items so that I don't need to list as many in order to meet my sales goal. Oprah was fired from her news anchor job because producers thought she was unfit for TV. Walt Disney's first studio went bankrupt. Steve Jobs got fired from the company he built. In 1985, Steve Jobs was fired from Apple, his own company, the one he co-founded. Instead of giving up, he founded another tech company called Next and bought Pixar Animation Studios. His work with Pixar transformed the animation industry, leading to hits like Toy Story, Finding Nemo, and WALL-E. Eventually, Apple acquired Next, bringing Jobs back to Apple in 1996, where he revitalized the company with products like iMac, iPod, iPhone, and more. These people weren't special because they never failed. They were special because they never gave up after failing. Today, we all know about their comebacks and the legacies that they created. Remember when I told you I didn't know how my business would turn out? Well, let me tell you, it didn't take off right away. In fact, I hit several roadblocks. So I was mentioning to my older daughter that I had a really bad sales weekend, and I was embarrassed to share it with the viewers and put it on YouTube. And she was like, "Oh, well, I think it's good for you to share, even when you have bad sales, because maybe that helps people." And when she said that, I instantly felt better about making this video. And I was like, "Yeah, I guess you're right." And I don't know, I guess maybe that comes with being okay with showing vulnerability, and maybe I'm not perfect, and I'm not perfect. I don't think I am. But maybe there's a part of me that doesn't really like to show my imperfections. You know what I mean? So I thought that was interesting. And so I'm like, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and shoot this video. I realize that when I start to feel bad about my business, and maybe that I'm not doing as well as I should be doing, that can really kind of bring me down, and I start to feel have negative thoughts. And I don't want to share negative thoughts on YouTube. On my channel, I want to keep it upbeat and positive as much as possible. But just to let you know that I do have my down times, and I do feel like maybe like I'm a failure, or I'm not doing well. Maybe I feel like I'm letting people down. I think of, I am an imperfect person, and just because I'm on YouTube doesn't make me an authority. I also need to recognize that if I'm not going to put in 1,000% effort into my business, I'm not going to get 1,000% results. The lessons that I learned from those failures are what helped me succeed in the long run. I keep a growth mindset when it comes to my business so that I constantly keep learning, especially from my mistakes. The same thing happened with my health. Walking into that gym was pretty difficult. So the fear never goes away completely, but every time we face it, we get stronger. I now equate fear with a challenge, and sometimes it helps me almost look forward to facing that challenge. Now that's a mindset shift. So whatever you're afraid of, whether it's starting over, trying something new, or stepping into the unknown, just remember, failure is part of the journey, and it's never too late to grow. Let me know what's one fear that's holding you back. Let's talk about it. I'd love to hear your story. For more on how I overcame my fears and found purpose in my late 50s, check out this video.